There is magic in summer mornings. The soft hum of bees, the gentle breeze on your skin, and the promise of new beginnings. For me, summer is the perfect season to slow down and dive into fresh, light knit projects that complement those long golden days. After finishing some of those big, cozy winter knits that kept me warm through the colder months, I'm ready for lighter, breezier projects for summer. Summer is my favorite time to refresh my palette and explore new possibilities. Bright colors, airy textures, and projects that keep me cool while still satisfying my creative cravings. It's a season of ease, effortless beauty, and I can't wait to bring those ideas to life. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Mari. I'm a knitter and maker living in beautiful Bergen. Knitting, for me, is so much more than just a hobby. It's a way to slow down, to express myself creatively, and make pieces that fit perfectly into my life and style. This past winter and spring has been a whirlwind of creativity. I started working on my klippeskjerf, a project that bloomed into something much bigger, a gorgeous piece, and that really pushed my skills with the new to me technique of knitting a scarf in the round and then cutting it open. Another highlight was my impro dress, where I played with math, spontaneity, and a lot of experimentation to create the perfect ball dress. A true journey of design and discovery. And of course, there was the dress of my dreams, my wedding dress. Made from pure white wool, accented with pearls. A project that truly felt like weaving my story into every stitch. And I can't wait to share the full story soon in a dedicated video, so stay tuned for that. But today I want to shift gears and focus on what's ahead, summer knitting. I'll be sharing what I'm dreaming of casting on in the next few months, the patterns that are calling to me, the yarns I'm excited to use, and the little modifications I'm considering to make each project truly mine. So, whether you're deep into planning your own summer project or you're just here to gather some inspiration and see what's out there, I hope today's video sparks a little creativity for you too. So, let's dive in. First, exactly what is summer knitting? For me, it's all about the type of project. The summer is the season of breezy knits, think blouses, t-shirts, and light sweaters. Pieces that feel easy and effortless to wear, even on warmer days. I love knitting things that I know I'll reach for when the sun is shining, but there's still that soft coastal breeze in the air. Of course, yarn choices plays a huge role here. Our minds often go straight to classics like linen, silk, and cotton. And for a good reason. They are breathable, they drape beautifully, and they instantly give that cool, relaxed summer feel to any project. But I'll admit, I'm also quite partial to soft light bell wool in the summer. Something like thin merino or a fingering wool yarn. It might surprise you, but wool doesn't have to be heavy or stuffy. In fact, it can add just the right amount of softness and bounce even in summer garments. It's all about choosing the right yarn for the right project. And then there are colors. For me, colors really set the tone for summer knitting. I naturally reach for lighter shades this time of year, soft pastels, cheerful brights, and those easy naturals that go with everything. I think there's something so joyful about working with light, happy colors when the days are longer and the light lingers well into the evenings. So, with that in mind, let's get into the fun part. The project I'm dreaming about for the summer. From airy tops to relaxed pullovers, I'll share all the patterns that are on my mind and the yarns I'm planning to pair them with. And now, let's move into one of my favorite parts of knitting, fresh beginnings, because this one I have already started. And there's just something magical about casting on a brand new project. The sense of possibilities, of having a blank canvas right there in your hands. And today I'm excited because this project feels special. Let me introduce you to the Isabella sweater. This sweater is built on a framework I've used and refined over years. When I design sweaters for myself, I always start with my trusty spreadsheet. Filled with size adjustments and gauge calculations, it's like my secret weapon for creating garments that not only fit well, but feels just right. For this one, I decided to stick to that familiar structure, my trusty raglan. It gives me plenty of flexibility to play with the design details while keeping the overall shape wearable and comfortable, which is always my priority. But of course, the real excitement lies in the yarn and the color. It honestly feels so good to be knitting with colors again. This yarn has been patiently waiting for its moment, and it has a story. It was actually a Christmas gift from my mother, which already makes it so meaningful. The yarn is from Bien Aimée, and she chose their exclusive Helix base, which is just dreamy to work with. Helix is this really special blend of Falkland merino and Gotland wool. The Gotland adds this beautiful sheen and touch of a halo, almost like a subtle mohair glow. It's softer and more rustic. What's even more interesting is how the natural grey of the Gotland mixes with the bright white merino, which is a luminous, soft base that makes every color really pop. And speaking of color, I'm using the colorway Lisa, which is this deep, rich pink that leans towards burgundy. Thanks to those grey undertones, it's vibrant without being overwhelming. It's bold, but it's wearable, and I can already tell this sweater will be a statement piece in my wardrobe. As for the design, this is where I get to play. While the overall construction is set, I want the sweater to evolve as I go. My plan right now is to create bell sleeves that hits just below the elbow, soft and a little vintage inspired. I also want to keep the body slightly cropped, so that it pairs beautifully with high-waisted trousers. It's a little bit office friendly but still playful and relaxed. And because I can never resist adding those extra details, I'm already dreaming about finishing touches. Maybe a lace edging on the cuffs or hem, or even a delicate collar around the neckline. I'm leaving that decision for later and letting the sweater guide me. Sometimes the best idea comes when you're deep in the making. After such a neutral and focused project like my wedding dress, working on something colorful and creative feels incredibly refreshing. It's still in the early days, but I already love how the yarn feels, soft, light, and glowing in the light. I can't wait to see how this project evolves, and of course, I'll keep sharing updates as it grows. For now, it's simply a joyful, colorful work in progress, and that feels just right for this season. Next up in my summer knitting plans is a project that I think captures the essence of warm weather knitting perfectly. It's a Diana tee by Sari Nordlund. And honestly, I think this one might be the one of the ultimate summer knits. I've always been drawn to summer knitting. There's something so satisfying about working on lightweight, wearable pieces that transitions effortlessly from your needles into your wardrobe. And the Diana tee really checks off all those boxes. It's light, it's elegant, and it strikes the perfect balance between simple and detail. What I really love about this design is how the cable patterns run beautifully down the front and back, giving it texture and interest, while the 2x2 ribbing on the sides and sleeves keeps everything grounded. It's the kind of knit that looks intricate but still feels easy and relaxed to wear and to make. Of course, I'll be making a few tweaks to make it suit me perfectly. And one thing I've decided is to change the sleeve length. I'm planning to add just a little extra. Slightly longer sleeves for that little bit of extra coverage that I always appreciate. It will still be light and summery, but more aligned with my style and what I feel comfortable in. And now, let's talk about the yarn, because this is where the story gets fun. I've had this silk blend yarn from the Wool Kitchen tucked away quite a while now. In fact, I picked it up all the way back at Edinburgh Yarn Fest 2019, and well, let's just say it's been patiently waiting ever since. Originally, it was part of a different project that just didn't quite work out. So I've decided to frog it and give the yarn a second chance it truly deserves. The color is absolutely stunning. A soft light blue with delicate copper speckles running through. I think it will really elevate the elegance of the Diana tee and make the cables stand out beautifully without being too bold. The Diana tee is worked seamlessly from top down, which makes it easy to customize the fit as you go. It starts with a twisted 1x1 ribbed collar, which flows gracefully into the cable pattern. These are thoughtful touches all throughout, like short row shaping at the neckline to ensure a flattering fit, and a stretchy tubular bind off to finish everything off very neatly. The tee is designed to be slightly cropped, which makes it perfect for pairing with high-waisted skirts or trousers, but of course, you can easily adjust the length if you want something to be a little bit longer. I'm genuinely so excited to finally cast this on and let the beautiful yarn shine. There's something really satisfying about giving yarn a second life, especially in a pattern as elegant and wearable as this one. I can already imagine it as my go-to top on sunny days. It's lightweight, it's comfortable, and it's just enough detail to feel very special. Next up is a project that feels deeply connected to summer in every way, from the name to its design to the yarn I've chosen. Let's talk about the Vanilla tee, also designed by Sari Nordlund. This pattern immediately spoke to me. Not only is it visually stunning, but it also carries a bit of mythology, which I always find interesting. In ancient Roman lore, Vanilla was the goddess of wind and sea, the bringer of waves to the shore. That sense of movement and delicacy is beautifully reflected in the design of this tee. The Vanilla tee calls for fingering weight yarn, and it has a gauge of 22 stitches over 10 centimeters. So it's light and airy, perfect for warmer days. The construction is seamless and it starts right at the neckband. From there, a gorgeous lace pattern takes center stage across the yoke, texture and interest without overwhelming the simplicity of the tee. The sleeve and body are separated at the underarm and are knitted individually, while short rows shape the back. This little touch gives the piece a little bit more length in the back, and from my perspective, it is a must. I tend to prefer to have short row shaping just after the ribbing. For me, that gives it a better fit. So I'll see if I'll give this way a try or if I'll try to hack it. Now let's talk about the yarn, because this choice feels very me. For this project, I'm planning to use Yellow Brick Road Graffiti, dyed from Bien Aimée on the Rosa Pomar Mondim base. Honestly, this colorway is my soulmate in yarn form. It's the perfect mix of bright and earthy, playful without being too loud. I already have two well-loved projects in this colorway. My swag sweater, which is a staple in my wardrobe, and my brioche fade sweater, where this color is the anchor to the fade. So naturally, I want more. When you find a color that works for you, why not lean into it, right? This time I'm thrilled to be using it for a lace piece. The Mondem base is just fantastic for texture. It's tightly spun, which keeps the lace motif pop and hold their shape beautifully. At the same time, it's untreated wool, and it retains that lovely rustic bounce and charm. To me, it really offers the best of both worlds. Crisp definition and plenty of soul. Another reason I'm excited about this pattern is that it comes from Sari Nordlund's new book, Summer Knits, which I cannot wait to get my hands on. The collection includes 23 patterns, from light tops to flowing dresses to delicate scarves. The designs are photographed in the stunning light of Rome, and every piece draws inspiration from ancient Roman goddesses, celebrating timeless beauty with Sari's signature blend of elegance and ease. As always, her patterns are clear and thoughtfully written, making them approachable for knitters of all levels. And that's exactly the kind of knitting I love in the summer. Relaxed, beautiful, and filled with small details that make every stitch enjoyable. So I'm looking forward to casting on this project and seeing how the lace and color play together. I have a feeling that the Vanilla tee will become a true summer favorite. And now, let's talk about the project that really feels like love at first sight. It's the Iris sweater by Trine Annelise, and honestly, I'm very smitten. The pattern is absolutely gorgeous, and the color palette, utter perfection. There's something about the combination of those shades that just feels so balanced and joyful. I knew right away that I wanted to make this one and that it would be the perfect addition to my wardrobe. However, my plan is to make a cropped version, something that pairs easily with tailored trousers for a look that's both chic and cozy. I really like the idea of having a colorful sweater that feels a little bit dressier and work friendly but still is soft and relaxed. This feels like just the right balance. When it comes to choosing colors, I couldn't resist sticking with the originals. They're too beautiful to change. And it seems I'm not the only one who feels that way though. Because when I went to order the yarn, Holst Garn was already sold out of the base shade. But that's okay. I'm thinking of changing the base color to a crisper white or a beige shade. And honestly, I'm looking forward to trying the Holst Superwash for the first time. I've heard so many wonderful things about it, and I think it will be perfect for this project and the summer weather. The pattern calls for a tight gauge. It's 28 stitches per 10 centimeters. Even for color work, that's definitely on the finer side, and I know it's going to be a bit time consuming. But at the same time, I really want to do this design justice. So here is my plan. I'll swatch with 2.75mm needles and see how my gauge turns out. I know from experience that my knitting tends to be on the looser side, so there's a good chance I won't quite hit the gauge. But that's fine. If it's too loose, I'm planning to adjust the pattern rather than going down to even smaller needles. 2.75mm already feels tiny enough for me. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Woolly, stranded colorwork isn't exactly what comes to mind when we think about summer knitting. And usually I would agree, but here's the thing. I really enjoy having different kinds of projects. I usually like to keep a lace project, a simple straightforward knit, and something with colorwork to keep me interested. And with this sweater, I actually think it's going to be the perfect summer colorwork project. The yarn base is fine and light, and it's paired with an airy cropped fit. It won't feel heavy or overwhelming. Instead, I imagine this as a really enjoyable and refreshing colorwork knit. Something to pick up on evenings by the sea in the mornings. The constructions also make this project very appealing. It's worked top down with dropped shoulders, which gives it that relaxed modern shape. It also starts with a double knitting cast-on, a beautiful detail that creates a crisp, polished shoulder line right from the start. Once the neckline shaping is done, the colorwork begins, which is perfect timing. I love that the pattern uses steeks for the armholes and a neckline. It makes working with colorwork so much easier and more relaxing since you can knit it in the round. All in all, I'm really excited to dive into this one. The colors, the construction, the delicate colorwork, everything about it feels inspiring. I can already imagine this becoming one of those go-to sweaters that I love wearing on cooler summer nights and right throughout into autumn. That wraps up my summer knitting plans. From lightweight lace tees to colorful statement sweaters, I'm feeling very excited about the variety and creativity these projects offers. Summer knitting might look a little different for each one of us, whether it's soft and breezy yarns, cheerful colors, or even a bit of colorwork to keep things interesting. But that's the beauty of it. There's no right or wrong way to approach it. For me, having a mix of textures and techniques keep things fresh and exciting. I'm also looking forward to seeing how each of those pieces come to life over the next few months. Of course, I'll be sharing updates as I go, so if you want to follow along of my process, make sure to subscribe or follow me on Instagram and watch these projects grow stitch by stitch. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today, whether you're planning your own summer project or just came along for some inspiration. I hope you're leaving with a few ideas and a spark of excitement for the season ahead. And as always, keep knitting what brings you joy.